Her last birthday party at Malacañang Palace. Imelda Marcos sings for her friends. Another birthday celebration. Ferdinand Marcos and Imelda throw a palace party for their grandchildren. A rare New Year's Day visit to Malacañang by Cardinal Jaime Sin, one of Marcos' strongest critics. This the last time the two met face to face. And at the Palace Disco, actor George Hamilton, a frequent guest, danced the night away with Imelda. A look at private lives as captured on the until now private videos of the Marcos family, shot by the Palace cameraman. Their extravagant lifestyle being exposed in greater detail than ever before. Today, volunteer tour guides got their first glimpse of the Marcos residence, in awe of Imelda's vast wardrobe, her 2,200 pairs of shoes, the designer dresses, some from Rome, where only days before fleeing, she placed her last $80,000 order. In awe even of Imelda's bathroom, filled with dozens of baskets of expensive soap and perfume.
When you behold all of these gowns and shoes and bags, I don't know how she can wear all of them.
On Friday, Malacañang and its wealth will be open to the public, the first 1,000 visitors to be drawn from the poor and hungry of the city. From the private videos, it appears thoughts of the poor were far from the sheltered world of Malacañang. At one of the last palace parties, Marcos' friends and staff sang "We Are the World," but the pop anthem for the world's hungry became instead a birthday song for an aging dictator. Jim Laurie, ABC News, Manila.
The celebrations continue in the Philippines tonight. There is a new president, and Ferdinand Marcos has fled the country. The story of a democratic revolution is next on Eyewitness News Nightcast.
From Independence Mall and throughout the Delaware Valley, this is Channel 3 Eyewitness News Nightcast.
Good evening, I'm Diane Allen.
And I'm Jerry Penacoli. Ferdinand Marcos is a man without a country tonight. After 20 years as president of the Philippines, Marcos, his family, and some political associates have fled Manila. Their first stop was Clark Air Force Base. That's one of the two big U.S. bases in the Philippines. After switching airplanes, they left for Guam. That's where they are right now. Marcos left behind a nation rejoicing. Tens of thousands of people poured through the streets of Manila and other large cities all day and all night. They danced and sang and chanted the name of their new president, Corazon Aquino. There was some violence. A mob broke into the presidential palace briefly until Aquino assistants urged them to leave. And supporters of Marcos were viciously attacked in the streets. For her part, Corazon Aquino asked Filipinos to help her rebuild the country.
The long agony is over. We are finally free, and we can be truly proud of the unprecedented way we achieved our freedom.
Herb Clark and Al Meltzer, the award-winning Channel 10 News team. Now, Channel 10 News Update.
Good evening. The sun has now set tonight on a Philippines that for the very first time in over 20 years is not being ruled by Ferdinand Marcos. The former president fled today to the island of Guam. He's being examined tonight at the U.S. Naval Hospital there. Marcos, seen here in one of his last TV appearances before the fall, left the Philippines aboard a U.S. Air Force jet with former military commander Fabian Ver and an entourage of 55. The White House has now recognized Corazon Aquino's government, and tonight the acting governor of Guam is saying that Marcos will leave his island tomorrow, possibly for a life of exile in Hawaii.
In Manila tonight, it's a revolution many are calling a toast to democracy. It's for the most part nonviolent and for the most part joyous.
We are finally free, and we can be truly proud of the unprecedented way we achieved our freedom, with courage and with determination, and most important, in peace.
The President is pleased with the peaceful transition to a new government of the Philippines. The United States extends recognition to this new government, headed by President Aquino.
It's being called the revolution that smiled, the almost bloodless end to over 20 years of rule by the Marcos government.
He was hanging on. He was looking for a life preserver. I sensed that he was a desperate man, clutching at straws, trying to work out something that would keep him somewhere in the power structure.
What amazed many in Manila was how little violence there was. People did scale the walls of the Marcos Palace, and there was a protest at the American embassy, but it was peaceful. The people of the Philippines are toasting the future tonight, not cursing the past.
Yeah, I'm very glad it's all over. Now I can stay here and relax, live in the Philippines, and do everything I want to do.
Before he fled the Philippines, Marcos, in a last-minute desperate plea, urged the White House to back a dual Marcos-Aquino government, but the Reagan administration refused.
And on Capitol Hill, joy and relief met the news of Marcos' departure, and Channel 10's Bill Baldini got this reaction today from two Delaware Valley senators.
The fact of the matter is that we seldom have a chance to choose between an undesirable, or in the case of some, a thug that's in power, and a democratic middle. We usually have either to pick the right-wing person or some communist. In fact, here we have a democratic middle.
The worst sin we could have committed would have been one of indifference.
So you thought we should be involved? We should at least put our hand in the pie?
I think the role we played was critical. I'm glad we played it.
Now, from half a world away, we've watched as the Marcos regime crumbled and the Aquino government took control. As Ann Devlin reports tonight, it has been an emotional roller coaster for those people of the Delaware Valley with very deep ties to the Philippines.
We Americans like to think we taught the Filipinos democracy. Well, tonight, they're teaching the world. They did it with a naive and passionate and compelling faith.
Cheering tonight in Cherry Hill, Philippine families here hailing the drama of democracy in their homeland.
Nobody, no man can suppress a democracy. Only the will of the people will reign. And that proves what happened in the Philippines.
The end came so quickly. Few lives were lost. But the struggle against the repressive Marcos regime lasted 2 decades. And no one here can forget a price was paid.
It's a mixed emotion, you know. I'm happy, I'm jubilant deep inside. But in a way also, I'm sad because I remember all those people who gave the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of freedom. I lost brothers, I lost cousins.
There are an estimated 500 Filipino families here in the Cherry Hill area. The lesson in democracy they and their relatives are indeed living is a lesson that has not been missed by their neighbors.
It's an uplifting thing for everybody that you get the feeling that right will overcome in the end. In Haiti and in the Philippines, it shows that we can do it if we all band together and act as one.
And we can be truly proud of the unprecedented way we achieved our freedom. With courage and with determination, Amen. And most important, in peace.
At last, free at last.
Freedom. The families tonight in Cherry Hill believe it should be denied someday to Ferdinand Marcos. They want him to go back to the Philippines, but they want him to go back to stand trial. Larry, Ellen?
Thank you, Ann. To recap once again, it's just past noontime in Manila, the Philippines, day 1 of the new rule of Corazon Aquino. Tonight, former President Ferdinand Marcos is at the U.S. Naval Hospital in Guam. He fled the Philippines today with his wife and 55 supporters. The White House has officially recognized the government of Corazon Aquino and offered